What changes when leaders go from learning to moving? The answer is everything. This is the 30. Thank you for joining us. Well, hello there, gang. Welcome to the 30 once again. I am your host, Patrick. I want to thank you for joining me on this episode, which is called Impact in Motion, what this summer series is teaching us. The question that was asked was, what changes when leaders go from learning to moving? And the answer to that question is everything. So that's what we're going to be talking about. That's the big question that we're going to be unpacking today on the 30. I'm going to give you a report of what we've done. I'm going to give you some insight. I'm going to give you the inside news, talk about what's coming next, as we are going to try to give you a sneak preview of what has been happening over the last, I would say, since June 1st, and right now up to today. So we're going to go from June 1st, today, and then what's coming down the road. All right. So that's what we are going to do as we unpack what changes with leaders going from learning to moving. I have a very special guest with me on the 30. I'm going to bring her up shortly, but just a recap. If you have been with us for some time, you know that our Impact Leaders Summer Series has been happening. We've been promoting it. We've talked about it. We've discussed it. We've had some guests on to talk about their experiences. So just kind of a recap. We started in June with Impact Leaders. That was our leadership training. That was 5 weeks. Every Tuesday, we met one Tuesday, each Tuesday per week for 5 weeks. And we had, I think, 5 leaders go through that training. That was part 1 of our Impact Leaders Summer Series. And now we are at the midway point of our what we're calling, I think it was master class. Sometimes you tend to forget because you're doing so many things. Master Class Wednesday. This is part 2, and we are meeting every Wednesday virtually from 11 a.m. Eastern Time to 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 90 minutes, where we talk about things that leaders want to know about, right? Things that, for instance, week 1, we talked about vision in motion, turning strategy into action. And we talked about this discovering how to bridge the gap between vision and execution. Then week 2, we went into leading through the fog, decision-making during a time of uncertainty. So whether it's rapid change or limited information, we talked about what leaders, we actually took a deep dive into how confident leaders navigate uncertainty, navigate change, build trust, and move forward decisively. And then yesterday, we talked about feedback that fuels, cultivating a culture of growth, how to move beyond annual reviews. And we discussed how to learn about real time, how to provide relevant feedback. We presented a feedback process. And the key takeaway there was giving constructive feedback. And we how to do that, right? We talked about how to do it when we're in a psychological safety environment. And next week, I'm going to give you a sneak preview of what's coming up in week 4 and what's coming up in week 5. But we are excited. We're excited about what's coming. We're excited about the journey that we have been on. And I'm telling you, what we're hearing from those leaders that's being involved in our sessions have been extraordinary, have been exceptional. And I am going to invite one of our guests. You know her very well because she's often under 30, but she is partaking in our masterclass Wednesdays. And I'm going to bring her on and have her talk to you about her experience. And if there are any other participants that are watching or listening, if you'd like to join us, just put it in the chat and I will send you the link so that you can come on and join us and have a discussion about your experience so far. So without further ado, let's welcome Sabrina Tika. Sabrina, welcome to the 30.
Thank you, Patrick. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Certainly a pleasure of mine. So as you've heard, sitting in the green room, talking about where we've been with our MPACT Leaders Summer Series,
Yep.
and you're part of that. And thank you
Yes.
for being part of that. So I want to tell our viewers and listeners, I want them to hear from someone that has been involved in it behind the scenes and someone that has been part of this series. So here's the question. I know you missed this last session, but you were here for session 1 and session 2. So which one was most impactful for you, session 1 or session 2?
Session 2, probably, because it pointed out some things that I usually do. But the reason why I was not at session 3 was because I had momentum and I had to go.
All right.
So, so we talked about momentum, but
All
yeah.
right. So let's go into what was the most powerful takeaway for you from
So
whichever session?
so in session 2, um, you were talking about the fog, right? Decision through the fog and decision making in uncertainty. And for a person like me, which I know we had a couple other people with the same, we overanalyze. And so we stay in analysis paralysis mode. And sometimes months can go by, years can go by without really pushing and making things happen because we think we needed a little bit more knowledge. We think we needed to study a little bit more. And so I love the clear decision model and I actually put it to use.
There we go.
um,
So first, tell our
so,
viewers what is the clear decision model that you've learned.
okay, so it's choose the direction, limit overthinking, evaluate what's known, assess the risk, and then rally your people.
There we go. All right. And which one or multiple that you felt that there were some gaps for you?
Um, the analysis part, I always, because I always overthink or overanalyze. Oh,
Mhm.
I need a little piece, a little bit more information over here or over there or whatever. So I know, I know that as a fact. And it it dawned on me that um after we went through the session and everything and had other feedback as well that um that is not that is a good thing in certain cases, but it's not a good thing, especially when you're a leader and you have to move forward. You have to take steps. And one thing I want to point out as well is that for our viewers, this class is not only for leaders in a corporate setting.
Mhm.
This
Mhm.
class is for anybody that needs to lead anything. It could be just your family. It could just be making dinner. It could be anything. So all the things that you're teaching, Patrick, has relevance in many, many parts of one's life because we may look at the word leader and don't recognize the leadership in ourselves. So I want to encourage viewers to not just look at this as leaders in a corporate setting or in a company with, where you are leading many people. I have a Hi Stephanie, thank you. Great to see you too. I'm a small business with 9 times out of 10 just myself on a project. However, the way I show up for the people I'm training or the people that I'm working with, you do have to take on a leadership role. So I wanted to point that out because I think it's really important for people to understand that this is not just a corporate leadership type, training.
And we discussed that
So I
yesterday.
know I limit overthinking. Yeah.
So we discussed that yesterday, Sabrina, in terms of it was that the class, when we talk about leading a team, it could be a work team in a corporate environment. It could be a non-for-profit team. It could be a ministry team. It could be a home team where it's your family. It could be a sports
Right.
team. It could be part of a community team. So there are many aspects of teams. So it's just not an organizational or corporate team. It's many aspects of team, how you define the team and where you are in that space. Or as you said, it could be you are a solopreneur, but you manage different projects. So you are managing a team or leading a team.
Absolutely. Or you're a guest speaker.
Mhm.
You are The team is the audience, right? You still
Right.
have to know how to engage them and how, all the things that you teach about that. You still have to understand that. So I think shifting that mindset that this is not just somebody that has teams under them. Everything, what you're doing is you have to understand how the other side of who you're talking to, how do you work with them, you know?
So overthinking, and as
Mhm.
you said, that seemed to be. I
Yep.
know that was the number one
Yes.
area of opportunity for those that was in the training. And
Yes.
Alfreda also says, I am
I
guilty
have
of
freedom.
overthinking. That's what I learned. so
Totally.
you so you have an interest in how did you, after identifying that was one area that you wanted, that you thought that was a gap that you needed to look at and focus on, you took another step, which is
Oh, yeah.
moving, right? What was that?
So I had an opportunity to actually put this into motion and actually apply this. So I was at a networking meeting, and in that audience had a lot of my ideal prospects. It was over 100 people. And I thought, okay, I cannot meet all these people, but I still want to meet them. But what is the best opportunity without, I assessed the risk of, of what I was going to do next. And it was not like you know, a big deal, so to speak. Um, and I waited for an opportunity to see if the speaker was going to ask questions from the audience, ask
Mm-hmm.
for questions from the audience. And I would say, without, maybe about a year ago, now I haven't been to a lot of networking meetings in person since COVID. So going back in person is a whole new world for me again, even though I went to a lot of them before COVID. Um, and I thought, how can I seize this opportunity? So choose a direction. I was choosing a direction to seize this opportunity without overthinking exactly how I should ask the question. I know the gist of what I wanted to ask. I didn't have, in the past, I would have wanted to memorize the points or, blah, blah. And I was like, no, I'm just going to go for it. And whatever comes out, I know it's going to be fine. So, so I asked the question, and um, what, to my surprise, was um, I was making an assumption that the audience was at a different understanding level of the topic we were talking about than, and so I didn't want to look stupid by asking the question, or sometimes that's kind of why I think I overanalyze, because I want to have all the facts. I
Mm-hmm.
had a few facts. I asked the question, and after the meeting, at least 5 or 6 people came out to me to ask me if we can have further conversations.
Hmm.
And I was like, whoa, momentum. That's why I didn't come to Wednesday, because I had some momentum.
So you learned that overthinking can
Hold you
inhibit your
back.
progress, right? Can hold you
Correct.
back.
Correct. Yes.
So as a result, you made the decision to attend the gathering, but also put yourself out there.
Correct.
So you had momentum, you learn, you move, momentum, and now there's an opportunity for additional clients.
Correct. Correct. And these are some big clients that
Very
I
good.
would not have even considered. I would have still been overanalyzing. So it's kind of weird. Maybe you can simplify it, but I would have overanalyzed. Should I go to this person and talk to them, or shouldn't I go? And yeah. So I was just like, okay, I will just do it. So I did. And I
And
was very happy I did.
did you have all the information, because the session was about making decision in time of uncertainty and change, right?
Yes. Well, here's the thing. I was uncertain of um the the knowledge base of the group,
Hmm.
because I thought the knowledge base of the group was much at a higher level than I thought it was. But
Mhm.
listening to the questions that they had, I realized that I was like 1 or 2 steps ahead of most of those questions in terms of
Wow,
the knowledge base.
that's great.
Yes,
That's great. That's a great testimonial of the power of these sessions on Wednesday, masterclass Wednesdays, um, and you missed a great one yesterday too. But
Yeah.
since you are part of the group, you will get that recording,
Oh, wonderful, wonderful.
right? So
Yeah.
just being part of the group. So, folks, if you there, if it's not too late, we have
No.
2 more sessions left,
Hmm.
and we invite you to join us. In the description, in the notes of this broadcast, of this episode, you will find, let me see something here. I think something's going on. You will find the link to sign up, learn more, and sign up and register for the program for our masterclass Wednesdays. Again, it's 11 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time.
Yep.
And by signing up, you will have the knowledge. And I tell you, here's a surprise. And we haven't even announced this yet. This is just off the press. Yesterday in the session, we were talking about what are some of the things that the group would like to learn about in the final 2 sessions. So I threw out a couple of them, and one of them was around AI. So next week's session is going to be about AI. How can you become more effective and more efficient as a leader utilizing AI? If you don't know what AI is, look it up. You probably need to be there if you don't know what AI is. Even if you don't know what AI is, you still need to be there as a leader. Again, not just of a corporate team, but it could be of a business, solopreneur, um, a ministry team, an individual, a home team, a sports team. Is this thing AI? You need to know how you can utilize it to be more effective and efficient. And our guest facilitator is none other than Sabrina Tika. So she's going to take that. I'm going to take a break, and she will facilitate next week's session. So you need to be there. Now, how do you sign up? You simply, I'm going to put that link up, and then you go there. One of the things that I learned, Sabrina, is that, as you know, we package all 5 sessions as one investment. Well, one of the takeaways, because I also had some takeaways. One of the takeaways was, and some folks, well, I can't make all 5. I may be able to make 2 or 3. Do I still have to invest for all 5? So initially, the answer was yes. But in our wisdom and revelation, right, as we discern, as we looked at it, and as we discerned the situation, as we discussed it as a team, we decided to break the sessions up where individuals can invest or pay by session as opposed to the entire cost. Obviously, if you invested for the entire cost, it was less. So so if you paid for the full 5, you paid a little less. But if you couldn't make all 5, you had an opportunity to uh, pay or invest for each session. So $30 per session, 90 minutes of information. So you still have time for the last 2 sessions. We will end on the 30th. So next week, next Wednesday on the 23rd, and then the last session will be on the 30th. When you invest, you'll get access to the recording. So
So
Sabrina,
I want to add one thing to what you just said.
sure, go ahead.
Um, the sessions can stand on their own, Or if you attend all five, it builds, it'll just build on your own knowledge. So one, the session does stand on its own, it doesn't have to be dependent on the one before.
Mhm.
And the other thing is you will get more than $30 worth out of the value of the session. So make sure you come to next week's session and the week after. If you think you know something about AI, well, we got a lot of new stuff to tell you because it changes every 5 minutes. So, so in terms of how leaders can use it and be a more effective and impactful leader, there's tons of stuff that we're going to share on that front.
And that session is called the Leadership Reset, Work Smarter, Lead Stronger with AI. So you don't want to miss that. I will put the link for you to learn more and for you to sign up. And again, the investment is only $30.
Yeah.
So as Sabrina says, you get a lot more information. Even if you had
Yeah.
signed up and registered for the full 5 weeks, you got so much information. Sabrina, uh, she told you from that second week, she might have received 3 or 4 large clients. So think about the ROI on that. Okay, I invest $149 as a whole, or $30 for that one session. The ROI, invest in $30 and
Yeah.
may get back $30,000.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's huge. So it's just a little bit of your time. Bring your lunch. You can have lunch um, while you're listening to the session or participating. Participating is important because then you get your questions answered specifically instead of hiring Patrick individually, which costs a lot more than $30 for an hour and a half,
Yes, it does.
or hiring me for an hour and a half, which costs a lot more than $30 for an hour and a half. So, yeah, I encourage you to come. I can't wait to see you, Alfreda, next week. We'll have some fun. And yeah,
So it's going to be a fantastic time. Again, the topic for next week is the leadership reset, working smarter, leading stronger with AI. And the great
yep,
Sabrina Tika will be our guest facilitator. She's going to take you through one of the things that we really don't share, and I think that we should. Not only are you getting the facilitator, not only are you part of a group where you can ask questions, but you also get a workbook,
oh yes, that's true. Yep.
right? So, yeah, so
Every
you
week
also get a
there's work.
workbook where you can take notes in a workbook. You are free to ask questions and participate. And then, crazy us, we're just going to give you the recording. So, wow.
Yeah.
I personally think we are, for $30. This, maybe we're giving too much for $30.
Well, do it now because next time you offer this, it won't be $30 a
It would not be
session.
$30. It would not be 149 for all five. I'm telling you that now. So take advantage of it right now.
All
Alfreda
right.
says, no problem. I will be in the building. Yes, you will be. Thank you, Alfreda. It is a fun time. Sabrina, this leadership series, the impact, both the 5 week leadership training and the masterclass Wednesdays has been tremendous. And we are seeing great success from the leaders that have gone through both the leadership training and are going through the Wednesdays masterclass. We are seeing great success, and that's what it's all about, right? It's about giving back to others, giving those that need it and want it and are willing to invest in it, giving them all the relevant information where they can learn, but also implement, execute, and move forward. with what they've learned.
And we learn from each other as well. That part
Absolutely.
too, right? Yeah.
Absolutely. So Sabrina, any last words that you may have before we wrap up?
I think the summer series is a great thing um, to sort of up your. I always look at summer and September time as a time to sort of evaluate. Like, it's a great time to sort of fill that little gap or upskill, up level your knowledge. So I feel like these kinds of series where it just takes a little bit of time, you don't have to sit there for 7 hours in an event or something, or go on site. It's convenient. It's a great investment, and it's a great way to add to your knowledge in terms of getting some new and some strategies and things like that, and some frameworks, because
Mhm.
you share a lot of frameworks in terms of how we should be thinking of different things. So I encourage everybody to check it out. And yeah,
Great. So next week will be about AI, and then week 5, the last session will be, the topic is developing others with intention, coaching, mentoring, and training that stick. So that's in week 5. So make sure that you go to the link. It's in the show notes. Click on that link, learn more, but more importantly, sign up. If you want to sign up for
and
both,
invite your friends.
that's right. Invite
Invite
your
your
friends and
friends. Yeah.
colleagues. If you
Share
want
the
to
post. Yeah.
share, if you want to share it, if you want to invest or pay for both sessions all at once, you can do that. Or if you prefer to go pay for it for next week and then pay for the next for week 5, you can do that. Whatever you desire, you don't want to miss these sessions.
Yep.
What is next? So what is next in late August? We're planning something, what's called a meetup, Impact Leaders Meetup, and we will do that most likely in person and also virtually. And that will end our summer series. We're working on a fall series, so stay tuned for that. All right. All right, Sabrina, thank you so very much for joining me.
Thank you. Thank you,
Keep us
Patrick.
updated on the
I
clients
will
that
keep
you
you
closed.
updated on the developments as soon as I close them. I haven't closed them yet.
That's right.
I'm still
Close the
working on
deal.
it.
Let us know. And we look forward to having you as our guest facilitator on Wednesday. Again, the topic is going to be the leadership reset, work smarter, lead stronger with AI. So, as we end, we always end, make sure that you don't miss the next episode of the 30. So as we leave, may God bless you and your family. Be safe, and we will see you pretty soon.